Right. What's the match? Pro Plus. How many frames have we gone for?
Up to you.
Let's see if we can do 7. What arena do we want?
Any, because you only see the carpet anyway.
Shanghai Masters. Tessentina in Gibraltar. Oh, hang on. I need to change my options, don't I?
Oh yeah, you need to turn commentary back on.
Hang on, let me go to... Let's go back. Let me back. Back again. Settings. Audio settings. Right, commentary. I'm going to bring the commentary in just because it is terrible. But I normally turn it off. Well, I might dial the audience down a bit. Get less coughing. Liverpool for me, thank you, 28 months. Oh, for 7 frames. Yushan Middle School. You ready, pups?
Yeah.
Are you ready? The Ra and Lesserson Shawadong. Wait, how come it never said, like, somebody to break? No referee.
I don't know.
Tricky shot here.
Notice how the commentator...
Impressive opening red.
Notice how the commentator waited till my cue was about to hit the ball as my power bar's going up. Tricky shot here. You know, just, what? That's why I turned it off. It's unbelievable. Like, you can't just say beforehand. He waits till you're on your backstroke of your power and then says it.
So, this pot into the right corner.
I literally just did it again. The power bar goes up.
Xiao Guodong, 1.
Oh, man. That's so going to put me off. I see why I turned it off now. Are you going to pot the black then?
This is the first time I'm going to see you setting up your shot before I can actually see it.
Oh, because you can watch it.
Yeah, because I've got the stream open.
You can stream sniping my shots now.
Oh, yeah.
Treble, thank you for 24 months. Love supporting you and will continue for years to come. Much love, Paul. Thank you very much, Treble. That's very kind of you. Hope you get some commentary on your shot. What's cushion colours, Hannah?
He's taking the red on. What an excellent pot that is.
Right, does anybody need a crash course in snooker rules? Or are you all okay? It's not as fun to watch without being able to directly call Sean bad. Alex, mate. You did a crash course in snooker rules.
Now, can he drop this into the right corner?
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
here
boy.
we go. Faith in humanity has been
Enough.
restored.
Foul. Xiao Xingtong 1. Xiao Guodong 7.
So, after the foul, what's he going to do?
Right, let me try and explain snooker to you in a crash course way. Just give me a sec, Pubs.
No worries.
Right, okay. This is the cue ball, right? So you are only allowed to strike the cue ball with your cue. It's the only ball that you can hit with the cue. Okay? If this goes in any one of the pockets, as just happened, that's a foul. So you don't want the white to go in any pockets ever. If you do, it's the end of your turn and your opponent will get some points. Your objective basically then is to play a red, right? You have to pot a red before you can pot a color. So generally it goes red color, red color, red color, right? When all the reds are gone, then you have to pot the colors in a certain order, but we'll come to that later. In order of points, the colors, the yellow ball is worth the least. That's worth 2 points. Every red is worth 1 point. I should probably say that. When you pot a red, you get 1 point. The yellow is worth 2 points. So if you potted a red, then pot the yellow, you've got a total of 3. Consecutive pots is called a break. Yeah. So if you go red color, that's a break. The moment that you miss, that's the end of your break, and it's the opponent's go. So in that sense, you take it in turns, right? So reds are worth 1 point. The yellow's worth 2. The green is worth 3. The brown is worth 4. The blue is worth 5. The pink 6, and the black 7. So the black is the highest scoring ball on the table. So generally speaking, when you pot a red, ideally you want to be trying to pot a black straight after. Yeah. So you want to go red, black, red, black, red, black. If you do that, if you go red, black for all of the reds and then pot all the colors, that's the maximum break possible, which is 147 points. That's the maximum break. Did the black come out after Pup's scratch? Okay, so there are obviously more rules to this, but that's the basics, yeah? So reds are worth 1 point. The colors are worth consecutively 2 points for a yellow, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Once you've potted, once all the reds are potted off the table, you're now down to the colors, right? The colors have to be potted in the order of they're scored in, yeah? So once the reds disappear, you have to pot the yellow first. Then the green, then the brown, then the blue, then the pink, and then finally the black, yeah? It's a terrible sport for somebody that's colorblind. It really is. If you're colorblind, you'll have a nightmare with this game. They're not even striped. Now, when it comes to fouls, things can get, as it's called, a foul is like, let's say I put the ball down here and I play a red and I miss the red. That's a foul. By default, a foul is worth 4 points. But it does depend on what happens. For example, if I was to try and play a red, but I hit the pink first, the foul is 6 points because the pink is worth 6 points. So if I hit the pink before I hit a red, Pups gets 6 points and it's his go. You get that? If I try to play a red and I don't hit anything, that's just 4 points. 4 points is the default. Only if I hit a higher color than 4 will he get the extra points, basically. Same thing happens if I'm trying to pot. If I pot a red and I accidentally knock the blue in, can you guess what happens? The blue is worth 5 points. So it would be the end of my break. That's a foul, and Pups will get 5 points. Now, here's the important thing, right? Whenever a color is potted, it always comes back. It's put back onto its spot, right? Unless and until all the reds are gone and the lower colors have been potted. So if all the reds have gone, right, and then you pot the yellow, it stays in the pocket. If you go to pot the green and you'd accidentally knock the brown in, the brown would come back onto its spot because the green hasn't been potted yet. So it kind of works that way, but then you're getting into details. So at this point, because Pups, when he played his shot, he hit, if you remember, he went to pot the black. He potted the black, but the white went into that corner pocket. When the white goes into the corner pocket, that's a foul. And since he was hitting the black, I get 7 points, yeah? And the black goes back on its spot, and the white is this put in this D here. So I get to put the ball down now anywhere in this D. I could have even made him play again. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the ball on the D here, and then I'm going to hit a red. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to hit the reds, but not leave a red out that he can then pot. I don't want that. In an ideal world, what I'll do is I'll hit these reds, I'll bring the white back down the table and put it behind a colour. If I can put it behind a colour, if he can't see a red, that's a snooker. That's what you call a snooker. If he's no direct line to the next ball, that's a snooker. So in an ideal world, I'll basically hide the white behind something and he can't hit any colours anymore. So we'll see what happens. Right, so I've played a red, so it's not a foul shot. It's not gone in the pocket, so it's not a foul. That white, the yellow's in the way of him hitting this red down here, so he basically has to go for some of these other reds. Vanilla Donut, thank you for 42 months. Mr. Mike, thank you for 49. So what I'm trying to do is not leave him an opportunity to pot a red. Yeah? Because if he pots a red, he can start a break. He then gets to pot a colour and so on. So what each player is trying to do right now is stop the other one from potting a red. So that shot that he's played there, right? If I was to get, if I get
you
down,
know how much I love snookers.
if I look down the table, you can see that yellow is stopping me hitting any of those reds there. So really, I can hit that one. If I couldn't hit that one either, that would be a snooker. Yeah? So realistically, I'm going to go for this red. The downside of going for this, I don't know what a bank shot is, Battle Cattle. The downside of going for this red is if I miss, the white ball, if you think about it, is going to be down here somewhere, and potentially he can then pop one of these reds into a pocket. So I've always got to be thinking, if I miss this shot, what am I going to leave? But we'll see what happens. So you got your power bar here that kind of gives you an idea of what the ball's going to do, but it only really gives you a rough idea.
He's taking this red on.
One.
Lovely. Yeah, the table is quite big. So in real life, this table is 12 feet long, 6 feet wide, which is about 2 meters wide and about 4 meters long-ish. Right, so this, you know, I've just potted a red, so I have to hit a color. If I go to hit a red now, notice the marker turns red, the little circle, because that's an illegal shot. Whereas if I hit the black, that's okay. If I hit any of the colors, that's okay. So I'm trying to basically now pot a red, but I also want the white ball to be somewhere where I can pot another red in a minute. So that's my goal, is to try and figure out how to pot something and then leave myself another shot on a red. Now this is where it gets interesting, because that is a dead straight shot. And this is where you start to mess about with the cue ball, which you probably know if you've ever played pool. On that side there, you can see the cue ball, and you can see I can basically hit the red marker, the little red circle on the right there. That's where I'm going to hit the cue ball. Now, if I basically hit the lower part of it and hit it hard enough, it puts backspin on the cue ball. And then when it hits the blue, the spin of the white ball will bring it back down the table depending on however I hit it, how hard I hit it. So I'll show you what I mean. So if I aim it down the table there, and then I basically start to apply more power, you can see it's kind of showing me, it's giving me an indication of where the white ball's going to come back to, roughly. If I hit smack in the middle of that power bar, I can expect the white ball to be about here. And on the overhead, that would give me a chance of potting the red into the corner. So we'll give it a whirl and see what happens.
He's an expert long potter, and he's taking this on.
So the ball comes back.
Really aggressive potting there. That took some guts.
So the ball
6.
comes back, and I've now I've set myself up to hit a red. But now you're thinking, well, if I'm going to pot this red, what color am I going for next? And then after that color, what red am I going for next? And that's literally the essence of break building, is trying to work out. I guess it's a bit like chess. It's trying to work out a few moves ahead what you're going to be doing. So what I did then was pot the red and bring the white up so I could hit the pink. After
7.
the pink, it's going to get a bit sketchy. It's not a chav's game now. Now what you can do is you press the Q key. You can basically come down to the table, and you can effectively walk around, which can... Because I'm wondering, you know, will any of these reds go into this pocket maybe? Like, is there any kind of angle I can get the white ball and like trying to pot that maybe? And try and free the black up. You don't want the reds around the black. You want the black to be free so that you can pot it and get maximum points, right? So we'll see. You know, maybe if I kind of try and position the white there-ish, maybe that would have a chance.
This should be pretty straightforward.
I think I might have hit it too
13.
hard. I don't know. I may not be able to get that now. Oh no, I can-ish, I think. Yeah, I can just get it. So I can sneak that in, but will the black go this way? And the answer is probably not. You don't get kicks, no. You don't get kicks. So that, you know, will that black go into that pocket? If I was here playing it this way? And the answer is maybe. Maybe that will go. So we'll give it a shot and see what happens.
14.
It's gonna have to be like deadly accurate. And then also, you know, what red are we going for after it? Because if when the black gets spotted, it goes back on its spot. And then, you know, can I get that red? Maybe, maybe not. Is there another red that I can pick off? Not really. So what do? Try and punch through? We could come back and see if that red may pot. It's a risky move. Actually, I don't think the black was on its spot properly.
21.
I think I'm in trouble now. I don't think that'll go at all. Yeah, the black wasn't quite on its spot, so now it's come back on its spot. I have no chance of potting that. So basically, that's going to be the end of my break. There's not realistically another red I can get. So now I'm in the business of trying to put the white somewhere safe so that, you know, pups... You know, and you got to be thinking, like, if I hit these reds, the reds are going to start going towards that pocket, so that's a problem. So you kind of want to hit them not too thick. But I need to be careful that I don't go into that middle pocket with the white, because that'll be a foul shot. So if you notice on the scoreboard over here, it says break 21. And it shows you what I've potted. So I've potted 3 reds, a blue, a pink, and a black. So if you was to add that up, you get 7 for the black, 6 for the pink, 5 for the blue, and then 3 points for the reds. And that adds up to 21. So that's my break. When I play this shot, that'll be the end of my break, because that's the end of my, you know, consistent potting, and then it'll be Pups' go, basically. Played it a little bit hard, you see. So it's come around. I didn't want it to come around the back of those colours, but now it has. It's given him a shot on this red in the corner.
That's a shocker.
And as you can see,
Xiao 21.
as the commentator said, that's a shocker. So he's now got a clean shot on the red. But what colour is he going to go for after?
Just wants to sink this into the left corner pocket. Excellent shot.
No, it wasn't.
1.
The thing is about the AI commentary, it's really bad at acknowledging safety shots. Like, you play a really good safety shot and it just doesn't acknowledge it properly.
So, this pot into the right corner. What a top pot that was.
4.
Every shot you play, the commentator loves it. What a shot. Oh, that was the shot of the match.
5.
Now, you see that shot there, he's got a choice now between yellow and pink, right? The pink scores more points, but really you've got to be thinking, if I pot the yellow or the pink, what's going to
11.
get me on the next red?
He's tempted by this red.
Okay, I should probably mention a rule of snooker, which you need to understand, I guess. So when you pot a colour,
Xiao 11.
let's say I potted the black, right? The black goes back on the black spot, doesn't it, right? But if the black spot was covered, if it had something else, it basically goes on another spot. It goes on the next highest spot on the table. If it can't go on any of those spots, it goes as close as possible to its own spot towards the black. You might see that happen. I think it just happened a minute ago when the pink was put on the yellow spot because the pink spot was obstructed at the time. But when you play the game, you don't really need to know that other than, you know, expect it. Like, the referee's going to do it for you. But you kind of need to be aware of it because sometimes it can
Position
catch you
looks
out.
good for a colour.
1.
Position looks good for a colour. Yes, it does.
Eight.
Oh, do you remember when you put 20 pence pieces in for the lights? That was brilliant.
No real problem here.
Honestly, wish he didn't speak on my
9.
powered thing. It was really annoying.
Yeah, I don't know why it does that.
Ah, this is awkward. Might just be better coming up a table, I think. Oh, I get it,
16.
Alex. I get it. It's just really frustrating. It's like really off-putting as a player.
He's aiming to sink this into the right corner. That's an excellent pot.
Great queuing there.
17.
What does it mean by 7 frames? So, In the scoreboard, just here, it's got in the yellow. It's got the points. I've got 46. Pups has got 12, and then next to that is 0-0. That's the number of frames we've won. So if you win, each time you play, it's called a frame, right? And then 7 is how many total frames there can be. So if this match went all the way, we would play 7 frames in total, and one of those would win 4-3. But in reality, it's the first of 4 is going to win. Yeah, because once you get 4 frames, the other person can't win, basically, because they need to finish with more frames than you, and there's only 7 frames in total to play.
Well, it's fair to say he's taking his time over this.
Sauce for thinking. I don't like that shot, actually. Not really. I'm not right impatient much.
22.
Take a bit of a gamble with this one. Because the thing is, you never really know when you try to...
Now, can he drop this into the right corner?
Oh, is that the secret? You just need to click through and come back. You never really know how this is going to go exactly when you play it, so we'll see what happens. Yeah, you see, that was the danger.
23.
So now, and this is one of the most annoying parts of the game, because the game doesn't really know what color I'm going to go for, it asks me to nominate the color, but I can't look around the table. I have to pick the color now from here. The best I can do is, press the Y key. You have to press some. What was the button you have to press to get rid of the Y key thing?
You have to move your mouse so it highlights a color, then press Y.
That's it. So it says press Y to view the table. So you press the Y key. You press the Y key and nothing happens until you hover over a color. But I can't look around the table. I can't change my view. I have to pick a color from this specific angle, which is really annoying. So I just pointed to red, have to play a color, and now I have to nominate my color because a referee in a real match would say nominate color. Because if I otherwise I could play a shot and like skim past the pink and hit the yellow and say, oh yeah, I was trying to hit the yellow. So now I've nominated the color, I have to hit the pink. And of course, trying to leave this safe is not easy because there's a red up at the top of the table.
This shot depends on perfect pace. He'll be conscious of not under-hitting the cue ball here.
So just trying to leave it as safe as I can, really.
Xiao Guodong, 23.
This isn't easy.
Brilliant, brilliant pot.
Brilliant, brilliant pot. That's what the commentator said. I tell you, they love your shots, mate. The annoying thing is, I can't see what Pups is looking at. Like, I can't see what shot he's thinking about. It doesn't show me anything until he commits.
Well, I'm not surprised he's taking on the long pot here.
I love when you miss, they don't say anything.
Yep.
Xiao Xingtong, 1.
Right, now we
Yep.
can
Nicely done.
demonstrate an important shot.
Oh, no.
So that is called a safety shot, right? And the reason is, instead of trying to take a pot, I put the white safe behind some other colors, and then Pups now has to hit a red, and he has no direct shot on a red, so that is called a snooker. Which is what
This shot depends on perfect pace.
And you know how
You'll
much
be
I love
conscious
my
of not
snookers, Paul.
underhitting the cue
and
ball here.
Pups needs a bit
Oh.
of practice at snookers. Now he missed it. He missed the red, so it was 4 points anyway.
Not the best shot, although it was a very testing position he found himself in.
Foul and a miss. Xiao Guodong, 4.
Decision time here.
Okay, so there's a few things just happened, right? So first of all, he missed the red, so it was automatically a foul, and I would have got 4 points. If the white had carried on and hit a color like a pink, I would have got 6 points, right? Because the white then went in off, it went in the pocket, I get to put it anywhere I want in the D, yeah? But also, because this is match play rules say that he should have hit a red, so therefore it's a foul and a miss, and I can make him retake the shot. So if I click play on, I can put the white anywhere in the D because it went in the pocket. If I click force continue, he can put the white anywhere in the D and carry on. If I click retake, the referee has to put the balls back as close as they were, in everybody's opinion, and then Pups has another go. So that's what we're going to do.
He'll be playing this again.
So he gets a bit more practice at getting out of snookers. Well, not definitely a retake. I would never have allowed him to continue. I would have either carried on myself or...
Pace of this shot is absolutely key.
He said the exact same thing last time. So he missed the reds. He didn't hit anything else. That's 4 points.
That's not a good result. It was a very tough shot, though.
Foul and a miss. Xiao Guodong, 4.
So, he's got some choices here. Let's see what he settles for.
So what do you want to do, Pups?
You know what you want to do, Paul, so just get
Yeah,
it
but
over
you know
with.
you're not feeling well, so I'm not going to be too hard on you, mate.
No,
Unless...
just do it, Paul, because if it was the other way around, you know I would do it.
He'll be playing this
All
again.
right. Trying to be nice.
He's considering the simple escape route here.
Ooh, better effort.
Yep.
Yeah, it's 4. If you watch, my score's going up by 4 points every time he has a foul.
Well, it was a really hard shot, and it hasn't worked out for him at all.
Foul. Xiao Guodong, 4.
Now,
Let's see what he decides to do after that foul.
the referee decided that that was not a foul and a miss, right? The referee or the AI has decided that that was a good enough attempt that it's not a miss, so I can't make him play the shot again. So now my choices are down to either I continue or he does. Well, I'm going to click force continue because to me, that's not a great position. It kind of looks pretty snookered, so I'm going to
I think he'll ask his opponent to play from here.
let him
Yes,
carry
he
on.
has.
No, you are not allowed to jump over the ball with any ball. That's a foul shot. So Pups goes for his traditional 100% hit and hope.
He's not
I've
played
got
that
no
well.
coming
Tough
back
shot,
from
but he
this,
could have
Paul.
played it better.
So take that one on, take that one on first. Let's do this one first.
Just the red required.
That's a top shot. Well played.
Right, if you listen, the
And that
audience...
shuts the door on his opponent in this frame.
Okay, so the reason they said that was because I just potted that red. If you now look at how many points are left
Will
on
you
the
please
table...
make sure your phones are on silent?
Yes, this game has things like that in it. So if you add up what's left on the table, 2 reds, and then assuming you get blacks with those reds, that's 8 points each. That's 16. Then the colors, which is worth 27. You add that up, he doesn't have enough points remaining. So that puts me in a safe position because now the only way he can win is if he gets snookers or I, make some foul shots or whatever. So that's why you kind of hear them clapping a little bit.
Eight.
He can forfeit, but traditionally in snooker, you don't. Right, there's an interesting one. Did you notice where the black just went? Yeah. So I potted the black, and look where it went. Do you understand why it went there? Because that's an important rule. The highest spot available. Correct. So it can't go on its own spot, but there is another spot available. So there's a yellow spot and a pink spot. You always go to the highest spot available. If there was no other spot available, the black ball would go about where that circle is, because you then put it as close as possible to the black, furthest away from the balk line. So that the line at the top is the balk line, where the D is.
This looks pretty simple.
Well, why don't you play then, Mr. Commentator?
9.
Friday night snooker.
16. 17.
Not to mention the devs abandoning it. Oh, dude. There's so many things that this game needs fixing. And the price of it is just obscene. Uh-oh. Right, that's going to be a foul shot, I think. No. So,
23.
if that yellow had gone in, what would have happened is that's a foul shot, because I have to pot the pink at that point. If the yellow goes in, because I played the pink, Pups gets 6 points, not 4. Yeah? The yellow and pink would have then been respotted. Okay, now all the reds are gone, so now we go through the colors in order, which you definitely need to learn if you want to play snooker.
Just the colours remaining on the table now.
Get off that
Played
pink.
that very well with the rest.
25.
Half a chance here.
Oh, slightly off.
Xiao Guodong, 25.
Right, so Pups is going to concede now. He's 76 behind, and there's only
Frame
25
conceded. Frame,
on the
Xiao
table,
Guodong.
so he's like, yeah, whatever, restack. So
Blank
because
view, the second frame. Xiao Guodong to break.
he broke last time, I break this time. As awful
Not
as
an
this
easy
game is,
one,
nice as
but
I'm
a
playing
half
it, right?
chance.
You mean the game itself? You don't just mean snooker,
No,
surely?
not this time.
No, not this time. Have you got commentary turned on? I bet yours is different, though, isn't it?
No, it's the same as yours, so
Oh, is
I'm
it?
hearing it double.
Right, so it's saying the same thing.
Yep.
I gotta be really careful here with this white that I don't sort of bounce it back into any pocket. It's so difficult to visualize.
No more than half a chance here.
Oh,
That's a good opening red.
what a beauty.
1.
That's a good opening red, Paul.
It was, yeah. Now, the thing is, when the pink's spotted, it may go back on its pink spot, and if it does, that red there that's where the pink spot is may not be available to me. So I'm trying to think about where the heck I'll possibly play next. So what I'm going to do is that.
He's going for the left corner pocket. Well, an excellent pot.
He seems full of confidence at the moment.
7.
Yeah, unfortunately, you can't turn off the commentary mid-game. If you like, you'd think in most games you can press the escape key and go to settings, change your graphics, your audio. In this game, you press the escape key and you get 2 options. Give him the frame or give him the match. To hell with options, who needs them anyway?
Nicely onto the colour.
There's a few
8.
things about this game that are terrible design, trust me. But it's pretty much the only decent snooker game out there, so what are you going to do? Yeah, it's on PC. It is
50.
the only official one, yeah. It's the only one that's got the actual players' names in it.
He fancies this red.
Oh, it's
He's missed
so
it.
hard to judge that. So hard to judge it. Left myself perfectly on the blue as well.
Xiao Guodong, 15.
Yeah, I used to love Jimmy White Snooker. Jimmy White Snooker was like one of the best ones because they implemented cue ball spin like way better than anybody else had done. Teddy, thank you for 40 months.
He's playing the pot here. That's really close, but not quite close enough.
She's commentary, man.
Safety here, I think.
Just go with it. Thank you for Bullseye 50 months. Stream starts tomorrow at 12. Is the game using real play names or is it struggle to say squirrel? It's using real play
Tricky
names.
pot, no doubt.
I'm Xiao Gadong.
No, not quite. Pretty close, though, but that won't provide any solace.
I'm Xiao Gadong, which sounds like Xiao Dong. And Pups is, what's your play name? Fang Zhongwei or something?
No, showers in tongue.
Oh, you're Xiao Zintong, aren't you?
Yeah.
I'm
and
Xiao
yours-
Dong, you're Xiao Zintong.
Yeah.
And there's also a Fang Zhongwei or something.
Yep.
Chinese names for the win. See if we can try and get that black back on its spot.
One.
No, I think he's a brother of Ding Dong, but I'm not entirely sure. Still contested.
Well, he's taking it on to the left corner. What a top shot that is.
Did you play snooker in real life?
Great
Lots.
cueing.
I used to play lots of snooker
8.
as a teenager. Like, pretty much from the age of 11 until 18, I was playing it just like as much as I had a snooker table in my bedroom. I used to go down and play at the local snooker clubs like 2, 3, 4 times a week, like and play on my own table every day. It was like super, super regular.
Perfect pace required for this shot.
9.
Local snooker table with 5 minutes. Oh, you're so lucky, Hodders. You're so lucky, man. I haven't even got a clue where the nearest snooker table is round here. The table I had was always 6 by 3.
14.
Full size is 12 by 6. A standard table that you have at home is 6 by 3. It's basically a quarter size. If you draw a line from the blue spot to a middle pocket down to the bottom and back round, like one of those rectangles, that's the size of a 6 by 3 table. Which, you know, most people can fit that in the house somewhere. Oh, this is awkward. This is going to hit that red on the way through. This could go horribly wrong.
He's looking to pop this into the right corner.
Oh, nice.
And in it goes.
Well,
He
snooker's
really
on.
looks in fine form at the moment.
The Kazoo
50.
tournament's on right now on ITV4, and the World Snooker Championships start in a couple of weeks, so at the Crucible in Sheffield. Right, this is where it gets a bit. This is where you need a little bit of luck. Not only because it's a pretty tricky angle, but to try and smack some reds out so you can pot them. Oh, you scumbag!
That was the risk.
What a scumbag!
Foul. Xiao Guodong, 15.
Okay,
Xiao
I'm guessing
Xintong,
that wasn't in your
7.
plan.
so I don't get the 7 points for the black, but because I potted it, which is a foul shot because the red got potted, the red does not come back on the table. Pups gets
He's going
7
to play
points.
on here.
So it's a foul, 7 points to Pups, which is really unlucky.
He's taking this on.
Do you understand that you
Right
cannot
shot.
hit the bank first before a ball?
One.
I don't know what the bank is. There's no term for that in snooker, unless you meant black.
I'm guessing they mean the side cushions.
Oh, you mean the cushion? You mean the side of the table? You can hit the cushion all you want. Yeah, it's not a problem. You can hit a cushion and hit the ball you're going for. That's fine. What if you sink a red and
Well,
then
he's
another
looking
ball?
at potting this into the right corner pocket.
If you pot 2 balls on the same
Beautifully
shot,
done.
unless they're reds, it's a foul. Yeah? If you put 2 reds in one go, that's
6.
fine. If you put 3 reds in one go, it doesn't matter because they're all the same color. If you put 2 different colored balls, that's a foul. Kirby, thank you for 53 months. Benji T, thank you for gifting us sub to Flamingo. Welcome back.
Great opportunity to get back into the match.
Billiards is a red and 2 whites. It's a very different game.
7.
Billiards, you can learn angles, and you learn a lot about snooker from playing billiards, but I always found billiards super boring. Pots the black, develops the red, but develops it
14.
a bit too much. Billiards and snooker are different things. Yes, billiards is a game that involves 2 whites and 1 red. And you get points. You get points for hitting like the red
That
and
could
the
have
white.
finished a little better.
It's a weird game, billiards.
15.
But it is a very different game. It's played on the same size table. What was the first score? I can't remember. Well, D22, a snooker table, a proper table like this is a slate bed, and slate is very heavy. And they use slate because it's very flat. So, yeah, it's polished slate underneath that, and it's very
You'll be
heavy.
disappointed with that.
Xiaoxing Tong.
Are you disappointed with that,
15.
Pops? You said you would be.
I am, yeah.
You are. He was good commentator, I'd say. If he knew you'd be disappointed with it.
He's aiming to sink this into the right corner.
So hard to see the angle. So very hard. Meh. A lot of shots in this game are actually easier in real life. Because in this game, it only lets you like put the camera up and down. You can't sort of, like properly gauge the angle that the ball's going to go at.
Pace is critical here.
Yeah, how does they're letting people watch the World Championship? It should be nice to actually have people back in the tournament. See, now, if you go for a shot like that, the danger is that if you don't pot it, it's fairly good chance that the red's going to be left somewhere near that pocket, and then, he'll get a chance at potting it. But
This is really tricky.
I'm going to go for it anyway.
So close, but he's missed it. That'll annoy him.
Oh, but look at the green. Okay, the green's done me a favour because it's blocked the pocket. If it had gone in, it would have been a foul shot. Pups would have got 4 points and the green would have gone back on its spot. As it stands, it's kind of parked that red safely now because you can't really pot it.
Wow, he'll be thrilled with that.
Apparently there's a gap there that we can't see.
Yep.
1.
Well, there you go. It's not really safe. So pink looks like the obvious choice. The difficulty here is he's cutting the pink so thin, the white will go near the pocket, down the bottom here. And also, he doesn't really have that much control to get a red. But he might just pop the green and smash it round the table, which is a classic Pups hit and hope. 100% for the win.
He just wants to slot this into the middle pocket.
So he got a bit of control off it, but it's not
7.
really been lucky, I don't think. He might be able to pot that, actually. Can you hit that red?
Yeah, but the angle's a bit dodgy.
Well, he's taking it on.
Oof. Oh, that's lucky. That's a bit
Xiaoxing
lucky.
Tong, 7.
I can't play that red properly, and that's a snooker down there. So you got away with that. Dang it. It's really difficult to know how hard to hit the ball like that in this game.
That's not the best shot I've seen.
If you're playing that for real, you have a decent judgment of power. But with this, you're like 30, 40? I don't know. But I wanted the red further down. If you're enjoying this game of snooker, guys, then you might want to know that next Friday, which is Yachts Day, we're planning on doing a game of snooker. And if Pups loses, he's going to get a Mohican haircut in the choice of color of my choosing. And I'm going to give the choice over to you guys. So you guys will get to pick what color hair he has a Mohican haircut if he loses. And then obviously picks to prove it. So there is that. Are we allowed to pick more than one color? Like, do they do that kind of thing?
Sure.
I mean,
4.
can you go from like Twitch purple to a pink tip? Something like that? What if I lose, Nandez? Well, I'll order him a kebab.
I'm not sure what happened there.
That didn't go to plan.
He's not sure what happened there, Pubs.
5.
I ain't dyeing my beard. You want him to dye his Mohican, Old Man Grey? How about Old Man Grey with pink tips? How about that? That'd be amazing. That actually look quite good.
Xiaoxing Tong, 5.
Tricky, tricky, tricky. Probably the best bet is going to be that. Let's get the cue ball back up the table. That'll do. Ginger on top with grey sides. I think ginger's not outlandish enough. Yeah, plenty of safety. So what we're trying to do is stop each other from getting a red, basically. Blue like the
He's
colour
playing
of
with
snooker
safety
chalk.
and aiming to get the cue ball tight against the cushion.
Do you know, all the chalk I used to use in the latter years of me playing was green.
Not what he intended at all. He'll be annoyed with that.
He's playing for the right corner here.
I swear that was going in on the triangle. That was like bang in the pocket. That's outrageous. Should be game now, yeah. Should be able to finish up from here.
One.
Now we need to get Alex in to do commentary. That's what we need.
Doesn't want to overhit this.
Seven.
There you go for the full. No, you can't play more than 7 frames in this game. In an online tournament match against somebody else, the maximum frames it lets you choose is 7. Yeah, I don't know. I don't get why.
8.
I don't understand why the limit is there. Yeah, PC version, yeah. Deadmau5, do you... Neil Robertson? I'm not a fan of Neil Robertson. His haircut is so 70s Kevin Keegan. It's hilariously bad. He looks
50.
ridiculous. Which I'm happy about, because I don't really like him very much. So, you know, I'm happy for Selby to win, even though Selby I'm indifferent to.
So, this pot into the right corner. In it goes.
Like the question...
He's queuing
You
extremely
find yourself
well here.
saying, did nobody tell Robertson
16.
that he just looks stupid? Right, so all the colours together are worth 27. So, but he's got a colour left here on his break. So the difference score is
We
20.
know what a prolific long potter he is, so I'd assume he'd take this
So
on.
27 remaining, 27 in front. So
Stroked in beautifully.
when he puts this, I'll need snookers
23.
basically. You're not wrong. Dude, it's so bad, isn't it? It's so bad. It looks like a crow's nest or a wig on his head. It's just really bad.
Just the yellow ball required.
25.
Well, it goes. Half a chance here.
Xiaoxing Tong, 25.
He'll be trying to get the cue ball safe here.
Oh, great.
He's played that very well.
So 29 ahead, 25 remaining. So I need to get at least one foul worth 4 points to have a chance of winning.
He just wants to avoid the foul here. That'll keep his opponent needing
So
snookers.
that's worth 5 because he hit the blue. And so now I have a choice over what to do. So it says foul illegal
Not
contact.
what he intended, and to be honest, I'm not sure what his intention was.
Wait, what?
Foul. Xiao Guodong, 5.
Well, let's see what he chooses to do here. He's chosen to play on here.
Apparently that wasn't what you intended, but he's not really sure what you intended. So I'm like, wait, what now? Now, the danger here is if I miss this shot, and I need to be very accurate, but if I miss this shot, it's more or less frame to pups. So I have a choice. Do I go for this pot or just play a safety? But if it was a match, I'd probably play safe.
This looks relatively easy.
But I'll just go for it. Oh, don't go in, you scumbag.
3.
Can you hear that coughing in the audience? Basically, Pups pays people to cough on my shot.
He's lining this up into the left centre pocket. No issues there.
7.
Any chance of OMSI in the next weeks? Probably close to 0. Would be my estimate.
He's looking to pop this into the right corner.
12.
Channel your inner Judd. So this is an entirely missable shot. Because the angle it gives you, it's really difficult to see what the heck is going on there. Okay. Not the safety shots I wanted to play. Way too hard.
That was a really tough shot.
Very
It hasn't
difficult to
worked out
judge the
all that
pace.
well.
Xiao Guodong, 12.
Way too much power. I'm like, if I don't... It's so hard to judge. I'm thinking, 24. If it's not enough, it's going to be over the pocket. Trying to get it so it was on the cushion. Overly, completely smashed it. That's the hardest part about this game, really. There's two things that make the game difficult. One is power judgment, and the other one is shots into these pockets at the bottom of the table are much harder than the shots into the top of the screen, though.
He just needs the
Because
pink.
when you pot down here, you can't see most of the triangle, but when you're up there, you can see a lot more. But the power is like the one that really kills you.
6.
Yeah, Pups has won that frame because it is literally impossible now for me to score more points. Like, there's nothing I can do to score more points, so it's frame over. Unless, of course, he'd have missed that shot. If he'd have missed the black, that would have been a different story.
Xiao Xingtong, 6.
Well, no advantage after that last frame. This is close. Really close.
This is close.
Thank you. The
Really
third frame.
close.
Xiao Xingtong to break.